So I am here with the guys from Gam3rCon for the 4th year. Is this the 4th year?
This is our 4th year.
Yes. This is William, Ryan, Benja, who we interviewed before, and Josh. And basically, I guess let's start with what is Gam3rCon and why is it the same time as Comic-Con, and what exactly is unique about Gam3rCon? What niche are you filling that needed to be filled? And feel free to answer it. Anybody jump in at any time.
Anyone feel strong about this one? You want to take it?
Well, you're leader one right here, so I'll start with you.
Okay, cool. I'm going to try not to do most of the talking. All right, so
this is where it starts.
Macro, it's a gaming convention. And then to go a little further, it's also an arts festival related to gaming. And what makes it unique is probably a combination of fine arts, being painting, theater, and live music with a gaming convention that you would expect, like, tabletop games and video games.
You're trying to pull in the casuals and teach them that there's more to game culture than just Call of Duty and tabletop.
Yes, yeah. And I'm not sure how successful we've been at that, because they stay in the video game arena and the theater people stay in the theater, and we're working on the crossover.
It's a process. Unfortunately, both niches I actually kind of know how that is, because I'm both really into games and really into, kind of into theater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like two opposite worlds, Venus and Mars. But bravo for attempting and getting that ball rolling. I'm sure, you're a theater person, and yet you also really like games. And, everybody that comes to see the show must have some interest in theater to come see it. So,
I think people coming for their 4th year, they might be like, wow, they had this play last year and the year before. All right, I'll see it. Maybe that'll start happening.
What interested you to get involved? And by the way, at some point, maybe you guys should mention how you got involved and what your roles are as far as planning and running Gam3rCon, if you don't mind.
Sure. Josh, I'm sorry.
Sure. I started when a gentleman named Andy Lowe came and found me immediately after Winter Game Fest at UCSD, now about a year and a half ago. He said that none of these guys knew anything about video games and that they wanted our help. So I jumped on that.
Those guys.
Those guys. None of them.
Wait. I knew plenty about video games.
Not enough, clearly.
I didn't know how to run a video game tournament.
Andy said that you just, none of you played any video games, except you played the occasional MMO.
I was a console guy.
Anyway.
There's erroneous information.
So Andy told you a falsehood.
Okay, so Andy lied to you to get you on board.
It was founded on a lie.
But no, I came in and ran the video game section that year, and it did decently well. These guys were very impressed. It was awesome. They asked me to come back, which is a good thing.
How many TVs did you have at first? Or console setups did you have?
Console setups?
Because I know last year you had 40 or something like that.
We had 24 consoles and 5 computers.
That's still pretty good.
We're hoping to double the computers this year. Consoles probably won't increase that much just because we don't have the space or the power.
Yeah.
But we're really hoping to get some more tournament play in.
Yeah.
We had a lot of tournaments spread out over the day instead of having 1 or 2 really large ones. And I think that's where we were on last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta have big prizes, and lots of people will want to compete.
Yeah.
Plus bigger tournament means more competition, means more cred for winning, I think.
Well, that too, but most of the people that came actually said they wanted to see more free play. So we're condensing the tournaments into a couple larger tournaments and having free play for the rest of the day.
Yeah, free play is always nice. Because I've been in a couple of really bad tournaments that were very badly set up. Not gonna name names.
So I guess I came in more because of the nightlife. I was screwing around after Comic-Con one year, just kind of drunk and talking to people. And, hey, let's go over here, let's go over there. And my friend said, hey, you got to come check out this Gam3rCon thing. I'm like, oh yeah, I heard about that. Whatever, man, let's go. So I came in here and found all these guys, really just starting up this gaming experience. And I was really involved with the whole process. I was very just, excited about the idea of a gaming-only convention starting up. Being in the games industry, it's surprising you don't see as much of this, as you would hope. So,
and if it is, it's really difficult to get in for normal people.
Right, exactly, and you see the same people. So something starting from the community, that was really important to me. So I went around and started shaking everybody's hand I could, and asked what I could do to help. And I came in helping out start the art show, and also working with the panels and a lot of the community / culture events, if you will. So that's kind of my
culture in gaming.
Yeah, I say culture, as if I'm a cultured person or whatever. But yes.
Well, you're sitting on a Masterpiece Theater couch, so.
We are.
So that's my angle on it.
And you basically said yours, unless you wanted to add to it.
Let's see. Yeah, I guess what I would add to it, we always say I co-founded it because I had, Walt Meyer was my writing partner for the play, but he'd also kind of become my business partner just through the whole process of creating a play.
Were you friends before?
We weren't friends before we wrote the play. I mean, we had met, but I knew we met through a mutual friend who was a writer, and I needed help writing the play. But what we leave out is that Jeff, who owns the building, I would say he's also a co-founder because his nephew had this zombie role-playing game, which has now become one of our center RPGs here.
Yeah, what is it called again?
Outbreak Undead.
Yeah, I just read that interview online that you did with Family Boy something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you were talking about that. But
it's a great game. Ivan, who was one of the co-creators of that, he was just on King of the Nerds. Did anyone watch that?
I saw like half an episode.
Yeah.
Because it has Panzer from YouTube on it.
Oh.
The girl with pink hair.
Oh, cool. So Jeff also threw some of the idea down, like we could have some, my nephew could come and demo his game while people are waiting for the play. So that's a bit about me and Jeff.
I like to tell people that I was Shanghai in teaching working for me. I showed up the second year of Cam3rCon through the Chris Zerniak, who runs the tabletop lounge for Cam3rCon. He was looking for people to help run tabletop games, and I had just moved to San Diego, and I was like, okay, I want to play games. I'm looking for some place to play games. Why not? I can run a game for 4 hours and volunteer for Cam3rCon. And I came in to this meeting, and he's like, we met previously at a role-playing meetup group. And he was
just like us.
Yeah. And he's like, anybody who wanted to run one of these games at Gam3rCon can follow me to the Gam3rCon meeting. It happens right after. So I was like, okay, I'll follow you over there. And I follow him into this room, and Brian, Walt, and a few other people who ran Gam3rCon at the time were all sitting around this table. No one told me what I was supposed to do. So I sat down on a chair, and I just started offering ideas. Like, they went around, and everyone just sort of said what they wanted, what they would like to get out of Gam3rCon, and what they'd like to see. And I just started offering ideas, and they're like, oh, that's great. I was like, number one, we didn't have anything on the website for where volunteers could register and stuff like that. It was very hard for me to figure out how to volunteer for Gam3rCon.
The website's better, but it's still a little bit confusing. But you guys have made good progress. Good progress.
So I threw around a lot of really interesting ideas. Apparently, Brian and the people that were running it really liked it. So I just started doing all sorts of random things, from setting up Magic the Gathering tournaments to running tabletop games to all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it's almost become kind of an in-joke amongst the staff that if someone throws out an idea, it's always like, oh, that's awesome, that's a great idea. Okay, can you do it?
That's exactly like it is for my group.
What's that? Then watch them run. All of a sudden they're like, oh, I don't know.
That's exactly how it is. Yeah, I'm with this group called Technomedia Circus that does variety acts, and we have a show tomorrow if you guys are in town. And basically the rule is if you come up with it, you have to write the script, you have to make all the props, you have to. So it's like, suggest an idea with care.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to double check this. I wish I had someone else to do this part for me.
That's all right. By next year, we'll have a whole camera crew and a sound stage.
You know, it's the second year that I've been, it's like the third year I've been doing my channel, and I've been like slowly making progress, but I admit it, I'm trying to go viral. I want to be like Toby Games and have like 500,000 hits a day, but I need to find something to break through it.
It's interesting you say that, because like one of my lesser talked about visions with Gam3rCon is, since we are community based, the people that we attract, we're not yet getting really big names.
Which is not a bad thing, because with really big games you turn into Comic-Con, so.
Yeah. Which would not be a bad thing either, but we're always looking for what's that medium line. We want to become really big, but not lose
not go Hollywood.
Yeah, not go Hollywood, exactly. Not lose the community. But I definitely see us as kind of supporting, like we're all launching our things at the same time. Like the play is launching at the same time Outbreak Undead is, at the same time your YouTube channel. Like we're all looking to take ourselves and what we do to the next level. And so I'm really hoping that Gam3rCon can support everyone at the same time. Because if your YouTube goes viral, then
if this
more
video
people
goes viral, then more people are going to show up at Gam3rCon.
Exactly. And if Gam3rCon gets bigger than yours.
Yeah, that's actually like when YouTube first started. I actually had a channel on YouTube before I made this one, and a lot of the channels that are big now, that's how they started. Is they were all small channels and they networked a lot, and so like when one would get popular, the other one would get popular. So, and that's what happens. Like it was you in your interview, and you were saying your advice for people that want to get into games is play friendly with others, because you're a lot more likely to get a good job. From my perspective, you're a lot more likely to get a good job if you know somebody than necessarily just based off skills.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, play friendly. I wouldn't have said that.
It's so because
you would have like killed everybody.
Because people spend so much time like posturing and trying to compete and trying to impress. Let's say that like they'll go to a game, big networking game thing, and they'll try to impress other people.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna give a job to someone who just impressed me. I'm gonna give a job to someone who I like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're gonna see them every day. If you already hate them at the start, then probably it's not gonna work out. So you don't really want to go into too much detail about gamers, but basically that's a play that you wrote with Walt, and it's about your experiences growing up with games, and it's got a lot of gaming references, and I read that you like changed some of the references each year to make it topical, and so what exactly were all the experience, like what was growing up, what was your experience with games? And by the way, you guys could also join in again. It doesn't have to be this, so you guys are just like not there.
Well, since I created Gamers, I don't know if you guys can really
you guys backgrounds with games.
Oh, backgrounds with games. Well, that's
tabletop and video game networks.
That's a good question, yeah. So my background was, my parents played D&D in high school when they were first getting together. And so that was like the first thing that we learned, as soon as my brothers and I were old enough.
I have a friend who is named after her dad's D&D character. So.
Wow. What's the name?
Saviira. Severa.
Severa.
It was his human rogue that he had for like 15 years.
That's awesome. I will not name a child Boreas. You guys can hold me to it.
So what were you rolling in?
What's that?
How you were in roll? Oh wait, I'm sorry.
What was that? What was that
Sorry.
That's good. Lots of willpower. Itty bitty stem. Wait a second. So I just pulled a skill out of the top of my head. The stamina thing didn't mean anything.
Sweet.
Okay, good. Just want to make that clear. So as soon as Nintendo came out, that was the first console. We were born a little later than Atari. So when first Nintendo came out, we were right in line to get that. And then from there, it was every console system that came out.
Nice.
And then we jumped to computers.
So your parents were into it as well?
At the beginning. Then I think they got like too cool for it. I don't know.
Yeah.
We used to all play as a family. Actually, I think we started beating my parents. And
Yeah.
And then we played board games. It was always, family night was board game night. And we just bring all the games upstairs, and, it would be someone's turn to choose what we played. like rat race and careers and like old school board games. And that's kind of how we taught it.
Rat Race.
What's that?
Rat Race is a little like cage. Is that the one?
No, Mousetrap.
Mousetrap.
We have Mousetrap.
The guy in the swimming shorts.
Yeah, which never worked.
I know.
Yeah,
Right?
never.
You try and try.
Yeah.
That damn marble would fall off the thing.
You're having a Rector set.
What's that?
A Rector set.
Whoa! Oh,
It was like Legos, but it was metal and bolts, and you could like make robots
I
and
had
stuff.
one of those. They have little engines.
Yeah,
No.
that was
Little
that was
lawnmower
really
ones.
I made it like a
Yeah.
helicopter. It's
Really
awesome.
good.
You can buy it right now.
I feel like again. I feel like that was now just right after we were that age because we had Constructs.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, they came out about the same time. Constructs
really?
was like in between Legos and Erectors.
Okay,
Anyway, tangent. Sorry.
We fell in love with Constructs, and I guess we know we're going to.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that was my background.
I think I originally started, gaming with family because me and my siblings were all extremely close, and we grew up we were all born pretty
Yeah,
much
don't
the same
you?
age.
How many siblings do you have?
I have one sister and two brothers.
Yeah.
Um,
Pretty big family.
Yeah, and we're all within 2 to 4 years of one another,
Mhm.
so we're all very, very close. So we're always spending time with each other. Show us what game are we gonna play today? What happened that
I
whatever
hate being an
happened to
only
me.
child.
Until I got to around like age 8, and my mom bought me a computer and got into online gaming.
EverQuest. And
Actually, no. Originally, it was Astronaut's Calls was the first game that I played,
Yeah.
and I played a lot of that game.
I think we all played a lot of MMOs at one time, right?
Yes.
Did anyone play Camelot?
I played a little bit.
You
Dark
played-
Age.
Dark Age is Camelot.
I don't know. Like I played
Hammer to the
EverQuest,
face.
and then I played WoW, and then I went back and tried Camelot, and it was kind of confusing.
Yeah.
I like the feeling of it.
I loved it until they took away my ability to, as a rogue, to hammer people in the face. You stand in the road, and one of the races, I forget which one, you could be invisible, and as long as you killed the person in one hit, you immediately went back invisible.
Oh, that sounds broken.
And one of the classes had to do their attack from the front. Okay, but they use big hammers. So you'd stand in the road, wait till a mage or wizard or something would walk towards you, and hit them in the face with a hammer, and they would die in the middle of all of their little guard buddies. And you'd run away. It was hilarious. I laughed every time.
Gamers the Play is actually based on Dark Ages of Camelot.
Oh yeah.
Everyone thinks it's WoW, just because that's the big one. But the whole idea of stealing a relic and your people getting more powerful, that was Camelot. And the theme music, which no one knows, is actually came from Camelot as well.
I'll ask you one more question.
And then
Go
we'll
put
pause.
money. Yeah.
Commercial break.
Do we get to answer?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You guys went in a weird order, so it threw me off.
Zing, man.
He started. No, you're not.
So my parents and I didn't really play that many games early on. They liked Trivial Pursuit.
Can I ask your guys' ages actually? Just
23.
Huh?
23?
36.
32.
25.
I'm older than
And we moved around a lot. Both my parents were Navy, so I think I made Sega when I was very young. I played a lot of Sonic and other little Sega games.
Tales from the
And my little sister was born, and about the time she could pick up a controller, I started beating her video games. And so,
that's mean.
she actually texted me earlier today going, "I've got time for a little tonight, I'm gonna beat you." So,
Sibling rivalry.
yeah. And then I got a computer.
Do you all have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I
I'm
do.
so jealous.
Yeah.
They're fun to beat.
Okay, I don't have anyone close to me. I don't even have cousins who are close to me in age, so I don't have anyone to play with.
Oh wow. So who do you play with then?
Myself.
Are you all solo gamers?
Now I play with people online, but when I was, this isn't the interview cleanup corner, but basically I started with Sega Genesis, and then I went back and played like Legend of Zelda and everything. But basically, I was really ostracized in school, and like most gamers I think were. But games were my salvation because, like I said in one of my recent videos, games aren't gonna like say you're not popular enough to play me. So
That's
not yet. Yeah.
On your cloud score about above 30, you can't play.
But, yeah. So I played a lot of games, And I drew a lot of pictures, and I wrote a lot of fan fiction. Every embarrassing, geeky thing you can do, I did. So.
Actually, I'd never played any tabletops until college.
Really?
It was so I spent most of my middle school and high school years in Phoenix, where Dungeons and Dragons is you're going to hell.
So we're not even talking about.
Have you ever heard that thing? Sorry, the Dead Alewives thing, where it's like, tonight we are going. I can't remember how it goes. Basically, it makes fun of that, and it's like an internet thing.
Yeah.
I attack the darkness.
Oh, the Summer Geeks.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
heard that. But one of my friends got his hands on the D&D book, and his parents found it, burned it, and grounded him for 2 months.
Wow. Okay.
So as soon as I got to college, I was like, that looks cool, and I played way,
The Phoenix is a
way
big
too much.
city. I didn't think it was that backwards.
Wait, it depends on what part you live in.
Yeah.
But video games are
Some
okay.
video games are fine.
That's what I don't get. Like,
I like computers
Okay.
and technology, man.
That's fine.
I had a actually, I do have a cousin who's kind of close to my age, but long story. Yeah, her mom went through a religious period once where she wasn't allowed to watch Harry Potter, but she would let her watch Mars Attacks. Religion.
No, I mean, it is.
I got in trouble for Pokemon cards in school.
Yeah.
Because Alakazam.
Yeah.
That was a big one. I remember that.
Oh, crazy. Anyway, sorry.
Speaking of crazy people.
Yeah, I gotta go
you're
to computer, so-
crazy guy.
Hurry up, Benja.
All right,
We're gonna
so-
not get towed.
So back in 19. I'll do this fast. Basically, I started out like my family. Every once in a while, they would get everybody together. The older people would play cards. A little younger than that, you might get people playing Monopoly, and everybody would kind of just get together and we would congregate at somebody's house. And there would be cards, a little Monopoly going on, and then all the way down to the little kids who were playing, with army men or just their toys and Transformers or whatever. And at some point, I found my sister's Risk board, and I was like, Risk, it's got all these colors and stuff. This thing is great, Let's play.
How many
that.
players in Risk again?
Risk can take like 6.
But can you play by yourself or?
No, you really can't play by yourself.
I never really played
At
any
least 2
military
people,
type
2 to 6.
tabletop games before, but.
Yeah, so Risk was kind of my introduction to this, and we never really broke out the games except for when we were all kind of together. So that happened, and then I started really getting curious about like a lot of the other games that were around. Started poking around in toy stores, found crossbows and catapults. That little game, remember that?
Yeah.
It's like the first real tactile game that you could hold on to and
I
stuff.
always wanted it. I never
So at some point, my dad, who's an artist, he had a bunch of-
mural artist, I think you said.
Yeah, he did murals and portraiture. And what was very interesting is he had all these, bits of paper and things sitting around. So I remember one day I was just talking about, oh man, this one game, it has this and that and that. And my dad just, like drew some circles and some lines and was like, hey, here's a board game, son. There's some dice over there. Just to kind of like, yeah, leave me alone, I'm working,
That's adorable.
And so I was like, oh, cool, I got a game board. And, I started like coming in his, shed, grabbing markers and things. And I actually started like making my own games. And my family, whenever they saw me like lugging in a bunch of pencils and stuff, like, all right, I got a new game this weekend. Got to play another one of his games. And so, sorry.
That's adorable though.
Yeah.
You were so, I can't think of the word, inventive. Yeah, I mean, that pays off later on to be inventive like that. So.
Yeah, I was the youngest, and I didn't, my neighbors and things like that, they were all just like a couple years older than me. So they would go play football, and it's like, sorry, 5-on-5, we can't play, you're left out.
I know.
So yeah, just being right off their age, that allowed me to go do my own thing. Then later on, my mom bought me a computer. Old Commodore VIC-20, she saw it at a garage sale. She was like, hey, here, found this at a garage sale, see if you do anything with it. And then I started.
And then you became Bill Gates.
I started tinkering with that. They were from the corner like, look at him go, you got computer stuff. So, and from there, I went on to do games professionally, and that's what I do now.
Okay. I'm gonna take a break.
Feed your media.
Yes.
Great. Commercial break. And now a word from our sponsor.
What are your happiest memories of Gam3rCon so far, and what kind of things do you really hope to? Would you like a gold star?
No, just pick me. Just
Pick me.